Please, Mr. Rosekrans.
Right. Scott Rosekrans, like the prosecutor, county employee, and citizen of Jefferson County. Lives here at the courthouse, I guess, according to my wife, anyway. I sent you all a letter last Friday, but you may not have had a chance to see it. But we had a scare Friday. Well, actually, kind of took like all week long. I'm just a little concerned for courthouse security for the third floor and actually the whole courthouse. And I've seen several incidents over the last 2 years. But anyway, the individual we had yesterday has been arrested. It has nothing to do with the courthouse. It has nothing to do with courthouse personnel. But many times we are the focal point. You know, I've got to vent my frustrations, so let me vent it on somebody. And it started with him calling one of my employees up there, receptionist or whatever, demanding his discovery. And she said, "I'm really afraid when this guy comes in. He really scared me over the phone." I said, "Well, make sure law enforcement knows and let me know, because we don't have any men on that side of the hallway." And unfortunately, a 59-year-old man in my shape's not going to be a whole lot of help anyway. But I said, "Well, I'll be there." And so when he did finally show up, we did have law enforcement. Fortunately, they weren't in court and they were available. And I went over there. He was very irrational, and I noticed that attached to his backpack he had an open trenching tool, which was a weapon of choice in the trench warfare in World War I. But so I stayed pretty close to him, and finally law enforcement got him out the door. He didn't leave the building. I went downstairs about 30 or 45 minutes later after talking to a citizen who was there, who coincidentally knew this kid, and he was still wandering around the second floor. And then after I went to lunch, I found out he walked back into the office just to take some brochures off the wall, just to let us know he could. The main thing is we do have people coming in and out of the courthouse that may have one weapon or another, whether it's a pistol or a buck knife or a trenching tool, and my employees were pretty shooken up about it. Ironically, later on that day, while I was in my office, one of the employees did not allow somebody to come in and see me who wanted to see me. He was a young man that we had dealt with last year, who had threatened to kill people at Jefferson Mental Health, his parents, and a local minister here in town. And then he focused on our office. She said, "Well, why don't you just go ahead and write Mr. Rosekrans a letter, and I'll make sure that he gets it." I don't know if he wanted to re-engage me, but he wrote a letter of apology. So, and then a few weeks earlier than that, we had a lady show up at our office, and she's accused us of stealing her lizards. And she tried to get into my office, and they had to go ahead and remove her. So it's just kind of plus there's another individual who was fixated on our office, who at one time had made threats to Judge Hunsbeck when he was on the bench. So we are a little concerned about courthouse security, just for people to come here for normal activities, to get their licenses, marriage license, passports, or whatever. Just wanted to, again, I guess, bring it to the forefront. I don't know if it's escalating, if it's a sign of the times, but people on my floor are pretty stressed out about it. Thanks.
Thank you very much.